Hello, Shayla Benton here, and I want to welcome you back to our week 2 on how to build a perfect self-image. Last week we spoke about how to eliminate the inner critic, and we had so many wonderful feedback, so I'm really excited about this coming week. Well, last week was all about, clearing up the body, right? And the mind, getting the mud out of the way. So this week we can start to see clearly now because the scales of the eyes were removed. And I want today to help you to understand your self-image. This week we are going to be talking about self-love and self-acceptance. But before you go there, I want you to acknowledge who you are. You and I, we are a spiritual being and we have an intellect. And as a spiritual being, we are unlimited. We can do, we can be, we can have anything and everything we want, including building a perfect self-image. Before we start, I'm going to be throwing an exercise that's going to help you to identify where you are at right now. Okay, before we move to where we want to go, we need to realize, okay, where I am at this present moment. So this exercise, it's called self-image exercise, questionnaire actually, and it consists in 2 parts. The first part, you're going to identify where you are at. And the second part, you're going to start building this new self-image. So we have 3 questions for you. The first one is, what do I think about myself? What do I think about myself? The second one is, how do I feel about myself? And the third question is, how do I see myself? They are very basic questions, but if you have the courage to answer them honestly, I guarantee you that it's going to put a spotlight on your current self-image, and that's going to help you to move on. But there are a few things that you have to do before you start this exercise. Number 1, you have to be what I call the watcher. What do I mean by that? You're going to answer these questions. You're going to come from a place of total truth and transparency. However, you are going to watch your answers instead of judging them. Remember, this week is all about self-love and self-acceptance. So judgment should be thrown out of the window. You're going to watch your answers as if you were watching someone else's answers, but without judgment. Okay? Before you do this exercise, I want you to relax so you can free your mind, free your body, and come from that place of truth. The second part of this exercise, you're going to be asking yourself again 3 important questions. But this time they are a little bit different. The first question is, what do I want to think of myself? What do I want to think of myself? The second one is, how do I want to feel about myself? And the third one is, how do I see myself? Okay? It's slightly different. And while you're answering these 3 last questions, I really want you to relax. Put yourself in a position where you are a spiritual being with an intellect, right? Just relax, let spirit flow, let the energy flow, and then come with an answer. After that, we are going to do a self-love exercise. And we all come from different experiences, and perhaps you are very easy at judging yourself because that was the way you were brought up, right? I come from a family where praises were a rare thing. We have criticism all the time. So when I grew up, that was the way I used to treat myself. Oh, you're so stupid. Oh, you can never get it done. Oh, you're always procrastinating. Oh, look at you again. You lost it. Always angry. So I just carried on the work that had been nicely done in the past. But then I realized, wait a minute. There is something that's not quite working here. I am the one that needs to give the love I want, the attention I want, and the praise I want. That has to come from me. And then I started to realize that people around me, they were expecting that kind of love to come from someone else, or even from their parents, who would not give that love to them, not because they didn't want to, but simply because they didn't have in them to give. So this exercise, I want you for the next 30 days to do it continually, and I promise you, you're going to have a massive breakthrough, because the love you've been longing for is right there, ready to be given and ready to be received. So this is what you're going to do for the next 30 days. And if you are like me, you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life. You're going to look in the mirror first thing in the morning, and you're going to give yourself 10 compliments. You're going to say 10 beautiful things about yourself. And I know some of you are going to say, oh my goodness, how do I start? Okay, let's start about your body, right? You're going to be looking at your body and you're going to be complimenting you. Oh, my mouth is so beautiful. I love my mouth. Oh, look at my arms. I love my arms because I can hug the people I love with them. Oh, I love my legs. They take me wherever I want to go. And listen, it might be that some of you are not going to be completely happy with your body, but you still can be thankful for that, right? And that's where magic starts, when you start right there, right now, being thankful for who you are, for what you have. And after that, you can think about situations and people and love them. Oh, I love yesterday. My boss really got me. But you know what? That stretched me. And yes, I want to grow. That was a good experience. Oh, I love when my ex-husband, comes with those amazing remarks. Yeah. He really knows how to push the buttons. But I love myself for this because yesterday I chose to respond to him. I was in control. I didn't react to his funny remarks. I responded. That was good. I love that situation. And that's the way you're going to go about. And you know what? You need to learn how to love yourself unconditionally. For us who have kids, it doesn't matter. Whatever the child does, you will unconditionally love that child. But it's a choice. So I would invite you to do the same for yourself. It doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter what you didn't do. I want to invite you to love yourself regardless. Let me tell you about the principle behind of this. We emotionally respond according to our inner child. We throw tantrums, we procrastinate, we fear, we hide, and that is all based on our inner child emotions. And most of us didn't have a perfect childhood, but even the ones who had, there is always something in the past that wasn't resolved. And now it's up to you and to me to take care of our inner child. So I usually have this on my desk. This is me dancing, and that child was so hurt. She felt so unloved. She felt so criticized, so rejected. So when I found out that she needed me, she needed my attention, I rushed to her and started loving her as she had never been loved before. So the last exercise I would like to invite you to do is this. Let's say this week, you're going to tell your child, you're going to go to your child and you're going to ask your child 2 questions. The first one is, dun, dun, dun. How are you feeling today, my darling? How are you feeling today, my little Shayla? That's how I call my inner child. And let that child answer. And you will not belittle whatever she says or he says, and you're not going to disregard it. Things like, oh, honey, you don't need to feel like this, are prohibited. You're just going to acknowledge whatever your inner child says. And you're going to tell your inner child, that's okay, darling. I love you. I still love you. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter what you thought. I love you unconditionally. And I want you to know that I will always be here for you. And that together we are going to make it. We are so going to make it. And the second question you're going to ask your inner child is, what can I do for you today? And you just listen. Perhaps the child is going to say, you know what? Today I want to go out and play with my mates. That's what I want to do. And you say, that's okay. Perhaps we can't do it today, but guess what? We can do it tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to take you out. We are going to play football and hang around with the boys. Or, I so need a bubble bath. Okay, darling. Tonight I'm going to give you a bubble bath. You know what? I think I need a new handbag. That's what I really, really need. Okay, let's go out and get that bag for you. And that's how you're going to treat your child. But guess what? As you treat your child that way, it's going to come back to you. This is called self-love. And the part that I really want you to exercise is the acceptance. Whatever your child says, you do not disregard. You just acknowledge and you stay by that child's side and you back it up, whatever it says. So this is your exercise. Exercises. I promise you that this week is going to be a week of inner discovery. That part of you that felt like detached from you is going to come together. And once you learn to love yourself, the world will start to love you. And I want to leave you with an affirmation. And it would be extremely beneficial to you if from now on you decided to tell yourself this affirmation every single day. I love myself and everybody loves me. I love myself and everybody loves me. Even if everybody doesn't love you, it doesn't matter. That's what you're going to be affirming from now on. This exercise comes from my beloved friend Louise Hay, and she says that sometimes she would go out and say that affirmation in her mind, and as she was walking past people would smile at her, and she was just saying that in her mind. If someone doesn't love you, it's because they don't really know you, because you love yourself unconditionally. Therefore, there is no reason for others not to do the same. I wish you a great week, and I'll see you again next week. You take care. Bye-bye.